Okay.
Money. Money not in
Thank
wallet.
you.
Thank you.
안녕하세요, 영디입니다. 오늘은 저희 채널에 아주 특별한 게스트가 방문을 했어요. 저 멀리 싱가포르에서 날아왔습니다. 여러분들 많이 아실 텐데요. 크리나크입니다.
Hello.
소개 좀 부탁드려요.
Hello, I'm Chronicle. I run chronicle.com in Ear Fidelity. And I also have a YouTube channel currently. I'm sure you can edit it somewhere around here.
네. 한국 팬들이 많다는 사실을 알고 계시나요?
I know I have some fans in
Uh-huh.
Korea, but I don't know exactly how many
자,
fans.
팬들에게 한 말씀 부탁드립니다.
My words of fans, thank you so much for watching my content. Thank you for using my measurements. Thank you for supporting me, even though I'm not Korean.
여러분들은 지금은 잘 모르겠지만 제가 크리나크 처음 봤을 때 깜짝 놀란 것이 키가 생각보다 많이 큽니다.
Yeah. You have no idea how many times people say that to me. So I go to the US, I go overseas, even people meeting me for the first time in Singapore, everyone says, "Oh, you are taller than I expected."
어허.
Yeah. And I always say the same thing. It's the table makes me look
Yeah.
short.
아하. 네, 지금 여행 중이잖아요. 그러면은 가방에 뭐가 들었는지 좀 궁금한데 한번 봐도 될까요?
Okay. So this would be interesting.
Yeah.
Let's see the front pocket. Passport. Pen. Broken. Mask.
마스크.
Rest of pen.
Rest of pen.
Adapter.
Adapters.
Plain.
Now you don't need that adapter?
Still do.
Still do?
Yes. Umbrella.
Very small.
Very small. Because it's just now it's raining.
Yeah. And
Wallet.
Can I see?
Simple wallet.
No card?
The cut, the flip.
Ah.
No show.
Only me.
Okay, interesting pick.
Uh-huh.
Sony WH-1000
Mark 5.
XM5.
Mm-hmm.
Very good on planes.
Yes.
I said that it was bad once on Twitter. I changed my mind because it's bad if you use a mask or if you have glasses, because then it interrupts the ANC.
Yeah.
So at the time, mask, terrible.
Mm-hmm.
No mask, great. Wow, very good.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Money. Money not in
Thank
wallet.
you.
Thank you. Last but not least, and guess what this is?
No. Oh, maybe product red?
Project Red.
Project Red.
Yeah. There you go. You want to try?
Oh. 이어폰을 취미로 시작하면서 가장 처음 접한 이어폰은 어떤 거였나요?
First one. I'm not sure if you can remember this. It's called the Klipsch
Clips?
S4.
S4.
Very old. That's the first. Your phone or headphone?
Anything first.
Okay, if it's the first, then it's Audio Technica M50.
M50.
The original. No X, no S, just M50.
How do you like M50?
So nice. But I was new. So when you are new, everything is nice. So to me, it's like, wow, it sounds so much better than some random earbud that you get from the drawer. So to me, yeah, it was a big jump, and I spent many hours researching on like, what was the best headphone to get. And back then, everyone said M50. So I bought M50.
궁금한 건데 측정을 어떻게 시작하게 됐는지.
I started back in 2016 with
2016.
yeah with something you know the company called Dayton. So they had this thing called IMM6.
Mhm.
So it's something that you plugged into your iPhone
Mhm.
phone or whatever. So it had a microphone
Mhm.
and a headphone out. So I measured it like that, where you split it out into the headphone, and then on the microphone I had tube, like one very simple tube,
Mhm.
and then just put like that, and then measured. That was my first rig, very simple. So I took that. So at the start it was just screenshot. So I
스크린샷.
just took a screenshot and then
Ah.
I uploaded and then showed people, hey,
Ah.
here's the measurement data. Very simple, very,
Uh-huh.
very, jank.
그렇다면은 전공은 뭘 했는지 궁금하네요.
Oh. It's no secret.
Mhm.
I've left it somewhere along here, but I majored in accounting.
어카운팅.
Very different. Very different.
이과도 아니고 문과였네요.
No. I was interested in engineering, but because I liked engineering,
Mhm.
I knew that if I studied it in university, I would start hating it.
Mhm.
So I decided, you know what, instead of doing that, I'm just going to try and pivot to something that I didn't love, but I also didn't hate.
Mhm.
And, accounting.
사이트에 사용하고 있는 IEF 타겟은 어떻게 만들었는지 궁금합니다.
It's actually quite a lot of different factors.
Mhm.
This can get quite technical. First of all, if you look at the original research that went into the Swiss-Locky coupler,
Mhm.
there was, if you see an IEC 711 as well, it was like a straight rise, and after that it was think about the 5 decibel rise from 1000 hertz all the way up to 3000 hertz, like this tapering. And then I decided, you know what, that might be a good base to start off with, which is why if you look back into the archives of my website, there was, before IEF target, there was clinical target.
클리니컬 타겟.
Yeah, clinical target was the original, which kind of also resembled the Linkwitz target. And then after that, added on, but after that, I felt like it was too little gain in 1 to 3000 hertz. So after that, I decided I'm going to just try and add on a little extra
Mhm.
to fill it up to about 7 dB relative to 1000 hertz, and then taper it off down from there. And this target, IEF neutral to 711, is actually really close to diffuse field to a negative 8 dB tilt. This is more relevant to the 4620 measurement rig. I know I'm getting very technical.
Wait, please.
I think the main thing is 711 acoustic impedance, then evolved into Linkwitz target, and then after
Linkwitz
that,
target?
and then after that, I decided it's too little,
Mhm.
so I boosted up from clinical target to IF target is where I boosted up the 3K,
3K?
about 3 decibels.
3dB.
I think it's around there.
자, 다음은 랭킹 중에서 타이오디오 모나크 마크 2가 탑이던데 왜 그게 최고인지 궁금합니다. There's no comment.
There's no comment. The comment is more like just a short write-up
Mhm.
on the IM. At the time, I was busy. I just decided to do the ranking because comments take a long time,
Mhm.
especially if you see the number of entries that are on there, which is 1000 plus. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So now I'm in the process of redoing the whole thing actually. So in redoing it, the Monarch isn't really the top anymore. Still very close to the top, but in general, I just find it very well tuned.
Well tuned.
Very well tuned. People would disagree with me on how technical it sounds, but yeah, I still think it's good.
Mhm.
I will not back down.
IEF 타겟이랑 모나크랑 저음의 차이가 있는데 타겟은 왜 이렇게 되어 있는지 궁금합니다.
Okay, so a lot of people misunderstand how IEF neutral should be used. IEF neutral is flat in bass
Uh-huh.
because bass is up to you, up to
Ah.
preference. Yeah. So it's flat, but at the same time, it doesn't mean flat is best. It just means do whatever you want.
Mhm.
This is just the rough guideline. So even to me, I like 5-6 decibel boost,
Boost.
but all under 200 hertz. And that's my own personal preference. But at the same time, I can't impose that on everyone. So that's why IEF neutral is flat.
Mhm.
So if you compensate, you see how much bass there is, and then
Okay.
you yourself, you think, do I like this amount or do I not like this amount?
다음 이제 콜라보에 관련된 질문들이 많았어요. 많은 회사하고 콜라보를 하고 있는데 가장 처음에 어떤 제품을 콜라보했는지 어떻게 콜라보를 시작하게 됐는지 궁금합니다.
So first collaboration is the Fearless Audio Dawn.
Dawn.
So that was very expensive. It was 1,400 US.
오.
Yeah. And that was created because of one of the systems that they had. It was called the Y2K system, where you can 10 knobs and you can adjust all of the knobs. And once you adjusted it, you tell the manufacturer like, okay, which like this is the settings, and then they'll make one for you.
아.
So from there, I said, okay, I've made one, but I also would like to sell it. So I said, oh, okay, put my name on it, and then let's sell it as what was back then very new idea was like a collaboration between Fearless and Clinical. So at that point, it was a test. It was a concept. I won't say that I didn't take it seriously, but at the same time, I knew that it was not going to be very successful. First of all, it was very expensive. And second of all, I wouldn't say it was not good, but it was definitely not optimized because this kind of the way that this was tuned was not the way that I would like to do it personally. Yeah.
그러면 굉장히 많이 궁금해들 하시던데 한국 회사하고 콜라보레이션을 할 계획이 있는지.
That's my response. I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
진행하고 있는 프로젝트 레드가 어떤 제품인가요?
I'll let him try at some point, and he might be able to give you some first impressions afterwards. Project Red now is, what can I share? It's a good IEM. Try it. As of right now, it's about 3-4 weeks. Yeah, 3 to 4 weeks till we finish production. Actually, no. 3 to 4 weeks till we start production. Regardless, when it comes out, it comes out. Then all will be revealed. Don't worry.
지금까지 많은 콜라보를 진행을 했잖아요. 앞으로의 계획인데 뭐 혹시나 자신만의 브랜드를 런칭할 계획이 있는지 궁금합니다.
Okay. Yeah, so this is a problem for me because if I do have my own brand, then I don't think that I can, in good conscience, be a reviewer. Yeah. So right now I'm okay because it's like I'm working with many different brands, and because I'm working with all of these different brands, I can still say bad things about, let's say if I think one of your products is bad, I can still say like, this new product from this brand that I had worked with is still bad. Because even if they say, I'm not going to work with you anymore, I'm like, okay, I just work with the other few hundred other brands that can, who wants to collaborate with me. But it gets a bit weird if I have my own brand, because at that point I feel like I become a brand, like a manufacturer. And at that point, it will be very weird for me to be like, I, a manufacturer, am criticizing other manufacturers. It doesn't seem good. That just leaves a sour taste in the mouth.
You're a very good reviewer.
I try my best.
오케이. 자, 그동안에 유선 관련된 질문만 했으니까 이번에는 무선으로 넘어가서 TWS 이어폰 중에 좋아하는 이어폰이 있나요?
Split into two different questions. My favorite sounding TWS and my most used TWS. So my favorite sounding would still be the Samsung Galaxy Buds 2 Pro. That has not changed. But my most used is the Apple AirPods Pro 2. And that's because it has the ANC on that is, I feel, a lot better, and therefore I use it more.
Yeah. Last question.
Oh, last question.
Yeah. 단 한 개의 이어폰만 사용할 수 있다. 그러면은 어떤 걸 선택하시겠네요?
I don't know if the answer is gonna sound too self-promoty, but Project Red.
프로젝트 레드. 자, 지금까지 프로젝트 레드 광고였습니다.
Try it out. Try it out.
자, 오늘 크리나클이 한국에 방문한 기념으로 저희 영디비 채널에 출연을 해서 이런저런 얘기를 나눠봤습니다. 여러분에게 유익한 시간이었다면 구독과 좋아요로 응원 부탁드리고요. 그럼 전 다음 영상으로 찾아뵙겠습니다. 고맙습니다. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye. I can't use my regular outro in this channel. I'm sorry.